but I will. I sort of made this video, and then it was really good because the PLB was doing it, and I started garbage can. So I have to do another one. Anyway, today's video, as you know, this is the generator. This is number 5, and you know, we got a numbering system now so that you can tell if you missed the video. I got to go in and renumber all the ones out of, because that was L's idea, because that way people could see if they missed one. Anyway, this is my famous generator, the Champion 2000. So what we're going to do today is change the oil. Now everybody, when you mention oil in a generator, people just shake and vibrate and have withdrawals and go grab a beer and all that stuff. So today, it's not that bad. Believe me, it's not that bad. So you have your engine, you got the air cleaner, and you got the oil. Now this is how hard it is to change the oil. Now my BLB said I'm supposed to slow down because the last time it only took me 2.5 minutes and he couldn't film it that good. So I'm going to slow down a bit. So you take off that, take the dipstick out, you get your piece of 1-inch conduit, and you just push it over the fill stick like that, and then you rotate it up a bit like this, you get your drain pan, and you just roll it down. Look at that. This is really difficult stuff now. I know some of you guys might have to go to therapy to get through this, but it's not that bad. Believe me, it's not that bad. And then you put it back. And then you put your oil down there. And then you take the thing, right? And then you're wondering, now what do you do? Okay, this is my view on generator oil. I don't care what oil you put in it, as long as it's oil. I don't care if it's 10W30, I don't care if it's 1540, I don't care if it's tar. Don't put molasses in it though, because, or maple syrup, because that's really good on pancakes. But you can't take the oil and put it on the pancakes, but you can put the maple syrup, put it on pancakes. So don't put maple syrup in it. So the oil, it doesn't really matter, because most generators now have got oil sensors on it. Now, my view, what I find is if you put in like 530 or something like that, an ordinary brand of oil, like grade, they call it fossil oil, the thing will always run out at 1 or 2 in the morning. It'll run out of oil. You got to run outside and put oil in. So what I try to do is keep synthetic in it. Synthetic's a little bit more money, but you're not using a whole bunch. You're like, a quart of synthetic oil for your generator probably lasts you a month. With the Champion, I find it works out that I have to fill the oil every 4 tanks, right? And what I do is I change the oil every 15 tanks of gas. Now, everybody likes hours and all this stuff, and then you got to buy a meter and yada yada yada, and then you got to write it down and yada 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 yada. Just get a system. It doesn't matter what it is. I change it when it starts getting really dark, right? Not like tar. You don't want it tar. You just want it brown. Like that one there was just about right. So you change it. 20 hours is probably just plenty for this thing. And just keep an eye on it. And if you start putting, I'll tell you a little trick though. If you start putting lots of oil in it and filling it up, like it'll run a day and quit, run a day and quit, the oil, it's telling you the oil's no good. So drain the oil out, put fresh oil, and it'll change. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I'm just saying that's one little thing I learned. And it doesn't matter what oil, but you just have to put oil in. So what I do is I use this jug, because everybody gets these. They don't know what these are for. They think that's for putting gas in. It's not for putting gas in, it's for putting oil in. But I don't use it. I use this jug here, but I use this for my ears so that I can hear Elle when she's yelling at me. So this is the jug I use. You can get these anywhere. Castrol, Lucas. Lucas was the one that came up with these bottles. But anyway, you just we'll fill this up with motor oil. Now, you got this fancy little dipstick here, right? Which really means nothing, to put it bluntly. It don't mean nothing. You can have that little pointer on there. You can use it for digging your ears out, but it really doesn't do much. What you do is have it barely level and fill it up so that it just starts to come out the threads, and it'll be just under a quart. They don't hold a whole bunch of oil, right? Then you just put that down there, and then you'll just see it's just starting to run out. So then you just, now if you put too much in, it'll quit because it gets too much oil and gets too much crankcase pressure, right? But just so it runs out there. Then you put your stick back in. And that was it. That's about it, folks. I was gonna try to take longer, but maybe we'll just have to have a coffee, y'all. Maybe we'll have a coffee and that'll stretch this oil change out a bit. That's it. Dump the oil, put new oil in, it's good to go. And the air cleaner is, you'd probably like to do that at the same time. You just take the screw out. Now most of these generators use foam now. Not very many have still paper elements in it, because the paper ones, it's hard to find the paper elements. You just take the cover off and you got this piece of foam, right? So you just take the brake clean, spray it out, squeeze it out, just let it dry a bit. And just check, make sure there's no great big gobs of dirt in there, which there shouldn't be. Put the filter back in. Put the cover on. There you go. That's it. I know. I'm sorry. I was going to drag it out. I don't have a coffee. So anyway, that's all I got on the generator. That's how you change the oil. Remember? 1-inch conduit. You get the 1-inch conduit. Cut it off. Put it over the dipstick. Pour it into a tank. Till it drains out. Put it back up, make sure it's half decently level, fill it up with oil, and that's it. So if you want the oil, I'd stick with like a 10W30 or 10W40 synthetic, and it doesn't matter, synthetic, Castrol. I like Castrol, you know, I like Castrol. And that's it. That's all I got for you today.